What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 here in the spring season of series number 4. Today we're driving around in our Ferrari 812 Superfast that we unlocked in the last video, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. But today we're going to be jumping in and continuing with the seasonal festival playlist, and we're going to be using the 3 cars that we used in our last video for this next seasonal championship. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what it is. Okay, and it is going to be the home and away seasonal street racing championship to get the TVR Speed 12. So you can see our car restrictions here are Country Rivals Street Racing S1 900, the exact same as the Thrill Seekers that we did in the last video. So we're going to be jumping into the exact same cars. So we'll go ahead and jump into our first one and then we'll get it started up, and I'll see you guys here in just a second. Okay, so our first car again is going to be the 2008 Dodge Viper SRT10 ACR. So as I said in the last video, up on the screen now is a screenshot of the car, the share code for the tune, the tuner's name, and the name of the tune. I provide all that for you just because sometimes if a tuner goes in and edits the settings in a tune, whether it be like adjusting gearing, tire pressure, any of those little things, it will change the share code for the tune. So I gave you guys the name of the tune and the tuner's name, so you guys can search from that when you're looking for the tune if the share code is no longer working. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in here. Let's see what races we have, and then we'll jump into the Castillo Del Mar street race event to start it out. All right, and the street racing events are always point to point, which is my favorite kind of racing, as I said in the last video. So, all right, here we go. Let's see what the Viper can do. It did really well for us in the other championship. I don't have any doubts that it won't be just as good in this one. So we're off to go, and let's see how well we can do. So as I said in our last video, I'm going to use 3 different vehicles for these events. I use one for each race. You do not have to do that. You can use one car. We just flew right through there. Never use your brakes through there. Just get a good line. But you do not have to use 3 different cars for these events. I use one for each race just to show you guys different options and tunes that can be used to provide extra content for you guys, because not everybody will have every single car that I do. And sometimes it's just a matter of finding the cheapest option to get you through the championship. So I try to make sure that I at least pull at least one cheap option, one easy to obtain car for these championships. Sometimes it doesn't happen just due to the restrictions, but I do try to provide extra options for you guys. So just make sure you're aware of that. You do not have to use 3 different vehicles. You can pick one and use that for all 3 of these races. You can actually use that same car for the Thrill Seekers races this week as well. So you can use one car for 6 races. 2 complete championships you can use one single car for, which is just awesome. So, but this one's doing really well. This is a very good option. I really very much enjoy driving this Viper with this tune on it. So if you're looking for it, this is definitely a good option to choose. So we're about 20% or so away from the finish line, and the Drivatars are pretty well behind us at this point. Just got a pretty good open road ahead of us. Let off the gas there a little bit and across the line with just a hint of style, just a hint. So there we go, first place finish in our first race here. And as you can see, we got 20 points for coming in first. That's something important to note about these championships. You do not have to come in first place in all 3 of these races. It is a championship, so it is points based. So you do get 20 points for coming in first, but you don't have to come in first in all 3 of the races. If I hit continue, this is the championship leaderboard. This is the leaderboard that you need to be in first place after the 3 races. So as long as you have more points than the Drivatars, you're A-okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our next race. We'll be able to have a better look at this championship leaderboard after our second race. just because we'll have, you know, another race to show how that kind of breaks down. But we'll jump into our next car and get that second race underway. All right, so here is car number 2. This is the 2015 McLaren 570S Coupe. This is the Baby Mac. So the share code for the tune, along with the tuner's name and name of the tune, will be up on the screen now if you want to check it out. This thing did really well in our last championship, so again, I don't have any issues with it, or I don't see any issues with it in going into this next race. So let's go ahead and jump into the El Lago Blanco street race. All right, and here we go, starting out in the desert in our Baby Mac. This is, like I said in the last video, this is probably one of my favorite McLarens. It just seems like it's of the new generation, that is one of the more obtainable ones, because it's not, you know, one of the higher tiered ones, but I just love the styling on it. I don't know if anybody watches Stradman, but I really love his Baby Mac that he gave away. It was just probably one of my favorite cars that he's had. So a little bit of understeer through here. That's, again, you only have to use one car. You'll get a little bit better of a feeling for how these cars handle as you race with them. But you know, with me jumping around from car to car, this obviously drives a little bit differently than the Viper, so just got to do a little bit of adjusting through, you know, a little bit of the race. But just like that, we're going to skip through the front 2 and move up into first place. Oh, yikes. Oh, okay, they're running everybody. Okay. That is apparently just a really bad turn for anybody involved, so let me know down in the comments if your Drivatars had issues with that turn as well. I'm very curious. Because we could have really just absolutely crushed and increased our lead if that was the case through there. If we didn't have a bad turn, but I mean, there's still a pack that's way back there. We're doing good though. So something else I want to mention is we do have a Discord server. If you are interested in joining that, I do post all of the share codes and cars in the Discord server before the videos do come out, just because I post them usually right after I get done recording some of the videos. So if you're interested in that and having those share codes and, you know, cars that I use a little bit sooner, definitely go and join that. There's a link to that in the description. We also have a Bomb Gaming club here on Forza, and I'm going to hit pause real quick, and you can actually get to that via the online menu if you go over to clubs, and then you can just hit search clubs here, and it is just the Bomb Gaming Club. We've got quite a few people in there since the last time I've mentioned it, so definitely worth joining it to get you some Drivatars, you know, into your game if you don't have any that are like, you know, friends or whatnot. So it's just a fun way to find people to play. I was in that Discord server as well. You can find people to, you know, do the trial event, do the Playground Games events, or, you know, just find people to play the game with in general. So building a pretty good community there. Definitely worth checking out if you know, played Horizon 5 like at all. So across the line though, getting a little bit of backwards motion there in our Baby Mac. So another first place finish will get us 20 more points. If I hit continue, you can see we are up to 40 in total on the championship. So we're looking pretty good as we move into race number 3, the final race. So we're going to jump into our final vehicle and we'll get that started up. All right, and our last car that we're going to be jumping into is the 2017 Nissan R35 GTR. So the share code for the tune, along with the tuner's name and name of the tune, will be up on the screen now if you guys want to check it out. But we'll jump into this last race here at the Ruta Norte street race. I probably butchered that one as well, but we'll jump in here and give this GTR a shot at winning the championship for us. All right. There's the race name. Like I said, definitely probably butchered that. Definitely butchered that. And that English. Grammar was not my friend, so off we go. This thing did really well in the last seasonal championship. Once we got in the first, we would just absolutely took off. So I don't think it'll have any issues here. It does have a little bit of understeer. You'll kind of get used to that. Obviously it's all-wheel drive, so it's going to have, you know, a little bit of understeer just naturally, but it's easy enough to get used to after you know, done a few turns. Up on the inside, I guess that's something else I should say too. Like, these tunes work out well for me, and it could just be because they play to my driving style a little bit more. I do brake really late into turns, and get on the gas through the turns, like, probably not very well, because throttle control is for, you know, professionals, and that's not me. But so if these tunes don't work out for you, you know, it could just be potentially a difference in driving style, but you know, it's sometimes just luck of the draw if the drivatars are having, you want to call it a good day, but it's also like a bad day for you if the drivatars just absolutely take off. But you know, my biggest suggestion for, you know, learning to drive a little better, if that's what your issue is, you know, a lot of people jump into Horizon games just in general, Forza games in general, you know, and they just like get excited by the thought of just an absolute crap ton of horsepower and, you know, not actually controlling the car, but just being able just to fly through, you know, top speed. You know, my suggestion would be to start in a lower class and maybe start with stock cars and just kind of, you know, get used to driving on the actual driving line, turn the full driving line on. I mean, even now I don't stick to like a full driving line. Like, I don't have a very good driving line, but I've got enough to where, you know, I get around the turns decently well. But my suggestion would be, you know, just put the full driving line on and, you know, just follow that. Get into the, you know, the habit of trying to find apexes and not just go around a turn, you know, anywhere, but find the apex. That would be my suggestion. I know that's kind of just really off topic, but if you are having issues, and I mean, that would take some time. I'm not saying like it's going to be an overnight change, but it is what it is. We got 20 more points for coming in first, though. If I hit continue, 60 points in total on the championship here, and that should get us the win. As we continue, this will take us to the race podium there. And if I hit continue again, that gets us that 1998 TVR Cerbera Speed 12. Alright, so that is the home and away seasonal championship here in the spring season of series number 4. As I said, you can use the exact same cars in this championship as you can for the Thrill Seekers championship, so, you know, definitely worth setting up one of the cars and taking it through all 6 of those races to get 2 really cool cars. The 812 Superfast from the Thrill Seekers, and then obviously the TVR here from the home and away. I don't know how rare this car is. I have 3 of them in my garage now, and I feel like I don't remember how I got them, so I'm assuming it was through a wheel spin, but I could be mistaken on that. Woo. So not a super rare car, but, you know, a cool car nonetheless. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video or found it helpful. If you did either, definitely leave a like on the video. Definitely get subscribed for future Forza Horizon 5 content just like this. I will have videos on the rest of the festival playlist, either up on my channel or coming on my channel within the next, you know, couple of hours, or maybe even into Friday, but I will have them all up. So if you do need help on any of those, definitely go check out those videos. But I do hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.